Hey guys, so going through some things today. Did a lot of videos today. I did two already. I was actually going on the morning show for Stock Market TV this morning. Lots of interesting news coming up with them going forward, but on Stock Market TV this morning we just covered a bunch of stuff. So I was on the whole hour. Usually they only have 20-minute segments. I was on for the full hour, so please check that out. There's a lot of good stuff we all went through this morning. And also the market report. Steven Strazza came on that with me and Kashyap this morning. And that was a lot of fun as well, just kind of going over markets and methodology and market psyche. And it was a lot of fun. So please check that out if you're not tired of me by then. But I just kind of wanted to go over this quick audio note. It's not because I'm going to go in depth on a bunch of stuff. I just wanted to go over kind of a quick audio note and talk about some things we're seeing in the market right now. One of them, and things I didn't get to cover today, one of them is Bitcoin. Bitcoin in a strong uptrend. Now, once again, I'm not a big fan of trend lines. I use them. Sure, I can draw them. Anybody can. 3 points, that's all you need. So we got 3 points in a strong uptrend. And what we're seeing here is a good consolidation pattern in an uptrend. It moves up, it consolidates, it moves up, consolidates, and then finally it's moved up and it's consolidating again. Now it's breaking out of that consolidation very quickly. So we can move up higher, and continue higher and start targeting that $80,000 level pretty easily. And I want to talk about the Bitcoin monthly model. So most of the time when you look at closes, especially significant ones, you want to look at closing prices on the weeklies or the monthly charts. And we're seeing that we got two monthly closes all the way up here. And then we bounced off of that after we got above resistance. That's very constructive of a move higher. It's why I've kind of held on to this. Bitcoin's moving higher, and I haven't moved off of that feeling this whole time. So I still think Bitcoin's got higher to move here, higher to go. So continue to hold Bitcoin. China, I've been talking about China a bunch. The one thing I didn't get to talk about last week was the sentiment behind China. When you look at China, you have to also notice that the sentiment of China is very bad. People hate it. People hate the trade. They don't want anything to do with this trade. It's terrible. You're going to lose all your money. China's going under. Chinese economy is terrible. And people talk about marrying the fundamentals and the technicals. Well, I think some of the best trades happen when the technicals start to lead and the fundamentals catch up later. Sometimes the fundamentals catch up and the trade's over. And that's not the healthiest trade, but however, there's still money to be made. Now if we're looking at China, we're seeing this gap above the 200-day. We're seeing 50-day highs, then 100-day highs. It continues to be a place where you want to be. It's been a great trade for us. Everybody's got a great signal. I hope everybody's has taken advantage of those profits there. Keep moving up your stops. China isn't as volatile as some of the commodities, so it's only a 12% trailing stop. So keep moving up your stop and keep letting it run. Natural gas. Natural gas is another one I didn't get to talk about today. False breakdown signal, one of my favorite signals. And then we've continued to move higher. That says 20 something percent, but actually today it's up to 30% since the signal. So full position for the last 4 weeks. Great trade so far. Year to date, spider sectors. It's almost like the blind leading the blind at the moment. When you have XLU, XLE, some of these defensive and these offensive sectors all moving up at the same time. That's very interesting for this market. That isn't something you see much. So once again, when we get between regimes, and especially into these summer months where the market is very choppy, we have to be open to this market going any direction. So continue to watch these signals, continue to see what ends up leading the way over the coming months, and continue to be open to both sides of the market from a risk off and a risk on perspective. Either one can happen here. Country performance rankings. All I really wanted to point to today that I didn't get a chance to talk about was the fact that China is leading the United States, Argentina, Peru, Italy, Greece, and then Turkey. So we have some things leading the way here that usually don't lead the United States. And once again, it's still kind of pointing to the fact of a commodities rally incoming. And we've been seeing that so far. So let's see if that continues. IWM small caps. So we've got this base breakout. We're starting to move higher. I still think this area has a lot of movement going forward. We want to see this really start leading the way. If we're going to see another cycle in this bull market, this is where you're going to see it start. So keep watching small caps. Number 8, double tops, chop, and more. So that's basically the intermarket analysis signal for commodities against bonds. So really, as this moves up, we want to be looking at energy, value stocks, ags, and shorting treasuries. And the other way, we want to be looking to buy treasuries, buy gold, buy growth. Right now, that's why I keep saying we're between environments. We're between environments. We're seeing gold moving up. We're seeing energy moving up. Gold might just be ringing the dinner bell. If you see Stock Market TV, you can hear me talk about that this morning, saying that commodities are starting to move higher. Or it might be a situation that this does kind of start to move the other direction here. Once again, I think I don't mind if everybody steals my charts, take my charts, make your own. I don't own all these things, and I learned from many people on how to trade, which created my style. So please feel free to take them. Go on stockcharts.com and make them for yourself. The USD, the US dollar is range bound. So another thing we talked about today on the channel, wasn't with my chart, but we talked about it on the channel, which is the US dollar being range bound. And what we really want to see is this to break out to the upside. If it breaks out to the upside, it's telling us that risk on market is coming. If it starts moving down, it's telling us that our reflation trade, we should continue to hold those positions as we move forward into a more risk on environment that commodities are leading. And finally, 10, wheat. Wheat making a 100-day high for the first time in over 2 years. I continue to believe and talk about the fact that wheat is absolutely a great war hedge. It absolutely works as a great trade during wartime. And at the same time, it does have a great fundamental case behind it. Globally, wheat is a very important crop. It's something that we continue to see headwinds for, whether it's weather, climate, and so on. We continue to see headwinds for wheat. So, continue to be long, especially now that we're making 100-day highs. I think this thing is just getting started. Most of the ags, I think, are just getting started as well. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a good weekend, and we'll talk soon.